only played strawberry once before.
And then he gets it, goes, oh, let me hit another one. That one wasn't very good. Then he hits another one. It's kind of going to that same area. He's like, oh, that one, I got all of it.
There, give me a little water stance.
That was when we get to Eric's ball, but Rich was already goes, oh no, mine's right here. This is down here. It's like 20 yards past his, past Eric's. We're like,
almost.
Sure. You just happen to find it right
different
there.
feel there.
Yeah. So you're set. I mean, you can do what you're doing, but right now, we need to get you to kind of feel like when the water stance, the hands are lower.
Come on, dude.
Because this would be square, right? That would be square to what you're trying to do.
Is that the big one? Okay. Yeah, he got up there and he was like dude, come on.
Now, again, you've done things so many times when wet, right? So,
Especially in the whole course, instead of just 7, 8 hundred.
there you go. Let's get a little closer to it.
Sean taught him how to drive around.
There you go.
John trained him. Yesterday.
Better. Just got to release it more. It's got more carry to it now, right? More trajectory.
Yeah.
Right. So when you're setting up to this, you look kind of like, if I was swing that way, you look like this. Okay. This is like a wedge setup. We want to be a little more wider stance and kind of sitting back behind it more. And that's going to allow you to have a higher trajectory, which you get more carry, which is, because right now your flight's a little low, right? So we can handle more carry, which creates more roll in the long run. Right now, you're low with a long roll. I would rather get more carry and then have more, because when you have more carry, you have more opportunity to get distance, right?
No, I was just there, Mike.
Good.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm just going to hit a little 500.
That looks good. That's a little fast. So I'm going to give you just a target alignment stick. So that'll allow you to understand what square is, right? Because you want to make sure your feet, hips, and shoulders are in line with this, okay? So go ahead and set that for me. And it'll be perfect, but so take a look.
All he had to do was make
everything sets up a little open, right? So you want to get that way more, and then so scoop back a hair. But when you move the shoulders, you don't move it with the hips, you just move the shoulders, right? So try it good. Yeah, so there you go. Now scoop back a hair.
I kind of told Rob to
relax. So move the hips up. There you go. There you go.
When they're down, I told Rob, you're going to play another 18 at Meadowlark on Thursday. I go, that's advantage too. Now you don't have to play this longer course. I go, if you would have went and played, tried to play 1 and 2 again, or Ricky, there's no trouble. Ricky hits the ball off, he's there in 3, you're there in 2.
Almost. Just come off your back foot. Try it again. That was all arms. So think upper body backswing, lower body downswing.
Like 5
upper and lower. Very close. You practice swing for me. Now when you finish your swing, I want you all the way off that back foot. So shoulder turn. No, fire the hips. There you go. So take a look at your back foot still on the ground. Tippy toe. Nothing. Right?
Let's see if we can let the big dog eat.
Smooth back. Upper body, lower body. Better. Stay right there. Don't move. Yep, gotta get through that thing, right? So one of the reasons why you're struggling with distance is you're all upper body dominant, right? So when you're upper body dominant, what's bigger, your quads or your biceps, right? So we gotta get you kind of using the pelvis, or I say fling the dinghy, right? So you gotta fling it until your pee-pee's at the pin, right? So as you're swinging, you're flinging it through and you're pointing it at the pin. So you want to be complete, because you got to use your lower body as literally like a launch pad, like you're about to do a 180 or something. You got to use the hips to drive the force instead of using your arms at it, right? That's why when you miss right now, it's a big hook because your arms are doing all the work. We need to get the body to kind of block out the arms a little bit. Make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. So think shoulder turn, then hip turn. So just shoulder turn to the top, all shoulders, now all hips. Better. Hey, bud, can I have you stand outside that red light? I want you to get hit in the head. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Watch that red light. Yeah, there you go. Better. Right, so you feel like you're not hitting the tee, just scoot a little closer to it. Like an eighth of an inch, quarter of an inch. Show a little more bowing. There you go, good. Smooth. Smooth shoulder turn, smooth hip turn. Better. So you gotta throw your, so right now your arms are kind of yanking. Use your body or hips to throw your arms long through the tee. You're getting yanking inside a little bit. That's why it's missing that tee. Good. Yeah. So I'll hang out. There you go. Better. There it is. So I always say when it comes to posture, right, we're bowing to the golf gods because we want a good shot, right? So we're just staying over it, down through here, right? Once we get down through here, staying through it, it'll start hitting that tee more. But if we're higher, we tend to pop up on it.
Pop up on it?
Yeah. So let's if we're standing here in this bend versus more here, right? It's gonna allow us to stay down here longer if we're in that bend. But if we're taller, we're gonna want to pop up sooner, right? And that happens. Early extension, all sorts of crap. Long story short, just want to stay more over it and kind of keeping our eye on that tee through past impact and almost follow through position.
You're trying to kill it. And that's what people do. Yeah, I didn't try to kill it.
All right, go for it. Put a ball up there. Scoot a little closer to it, tiny bit.
Closer like this?
Yep, even that was too much. Perfect. Like I'm talking eighth of an inch. Almost. Try it again.
Oh, felt like pulling that.
Almost. Almost. Good. Smooth it out, you're just rushing a little bit. So that's just club face pointing that way. Smooth, smooth, swing, free. Almost. So your club face is open now.
Am I starting it with it open? Like is that...
No, you're square. You're as you're going through the ball, you're tightening up. Right. So see that patch of grass left of that blue flag stick out there?
Yeah.
It's like an island of green grass. Your goal is just to kind of point your club at that, point your body at that, and just trust your swing more. With distance comes with inconsistencies. Good. Tuck your right shoulder down and in a little bit. Perfect. And just stay relaxed, smooth. Now, you can always go back to what you did do. Right? So if you go back to the way you set up and hit a ball, it probably will work out.
So let's do like a original one?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's that will only get you what it's gotten you so far, right? It's when you learn new things, it's kind of goes haywire a little bit. That's great. See, what I like about that one is the carry is a lot more carry. Right? It's in the air longer, right? And that's what we need to get if we're trying to start hitting balls further. But the problem is when we get to this position, everything stays open because we're more behind it, and we feel like straight is this way, but really it's going to feel like we have to go left a little bit with the hands, right? Because when we get behind it more, our eyesight tells us it takes a while to get used to because you're set up in one position that you know. So now that I changed the way your spine is, your eye line's kind of different, and straight's not there yet, and it's kind of like
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. So like it's a catch-22 when you're learning things. You have to commit till you figure it out, or you just do what you do, right? For me, if you want to, I like the trajectory we're getting. We just need the hands to speed up a little bit, meaning not in actual fast, but quicker in the sequence, right? So you need to feel this happening more through the ball. Right now, you're just holding it open, and that's why it's going right so much.
Okay.
Now that you will be
And that's on
Banter and Larson.
new swing or the old swing? Or...
Well, for our last 3 shots, it went right. So the new setup, right? So go ahead and set up for me real quick. Perfect. Scoot this way a little bit. So here. Club face open.
And that's the matter of finishing.
Yeah, so as you're coming through, go ahead and set up. You're coming through like this. Right? Instead of here to there. Right? You're still coming through like that a lot. Okay.
And you know what?
Close.
I tried.
You did. You did. Better. Closer. Much closer. Alright. Now you're cooking it. Now you dial it back a little bit, right?
Yeah. I feel like am I still pulling in a lot there? I
Um,
feel like it.
a little bit. I mean, so what you do in your setup, you hover your driver, and you can do that, but when you do that right now, it's allowing you to swing on a downswing almost instead of an upswing. So when I put your club on the ground, that's where you're getting more trajectory because you're
So like just setting up like
just set up
just
like
keep it down.
yeah, keep it down because that's going to force you to swing up on it more. If you're hovering that right now, the way you hover it, you're just swinging down with it, right? I don't care if you hover it, but you got to swing up through it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's why you're getting that low trajectory. Okay. Split up on that one. That was Healy. Try it again. That's good. Closer. Go ahead and set up for me. Big shoulder turn to the top. Big shoulder turn. Now lower body towards the target. Unwind, unwind. Yep. Boom. Now fire the hips. Fire the hips. Fire the hips. There you go. Use your left butt cheek, dude. Do it again. We'll do a few times. Okay. So big shoulder turn. Right. Relax the arms. Don't squeeze that club. Lower body. 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 There we go. Boom. Welcome to the big swing. Right, let's try it. Let's do it one more time. So all this is a triangle. We start it from back here. It's one piece, long, relaxed arms. Now we use the lower body to unwind, unwind, unwind. Relax the arms. There you go. Long arms away from the chest. Boom. You look good. Very uncomfortable, isn't it?
A little bit, but
right? So ideally, what I'm trying to get your body to move more in a sequence like this, right? And then we have more to it, be more here, right? Instead of kind of being more up here and upright.
Am I like shifting my actual like when you're doing legs? Like, am I moving my body that way, or is it just like a?
So with the driver, you are literally throwing your lower body through it, and your spine stays behind it. If I was standing straight up, this is what it would look like. You know, that's what happens. Because again, you need side bend, you need arm extension, right? So that's what we're trying to get to. We can't do that from here. You see, all of a sudden it shrinks that much. That side bend, meaning this is where it gets really complicated, right? The grip needs to be far from the sternum of the chest if you want distance, right? That's one of the hardest positions for a lot of people who don't carry it far, is to get here because they have to stand up and they have short arms right there. You can do it with an iron, with a wedge, you can get away with it, but when it comes to a driver, it just suffers distance majority of the time, right? So the way I kind of learned how I felt the feel was to me when I was, youngster trying to figure out distance, I was lower body throwing my arms to my target while my spine stayed away from the flagstick as long as I could through here. Once my arms got past here, then I'd pop up with it, right? But it's learning how to keep your arms long through here to here on the beneath the rib cage area when it comes to the driver. If you shrink from here or break down on either side, it's really hard to get the carry you feel like you can do, because you're like, I have club head speed. Why is it going there? Okay, if we have club head speed, it's not going there. It's either a striking issue or we have short arms, right? Almost. Almost. Ooh, that was close.
Felt close.
That was close.
You'll get it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're hitting the top of the ball right now. Yeah. Do a practice swing, find the tip of the tee. Scoot a little closer. Woo.
Oh, like my body?
Perfect.
There you go. That'll play.
Go ahead and set up for me. Bring the club straight up here. Higher, higher, higher. You need to feel this happen. You're not doing this, you're coming through like this. Right? So you need to feel the toe shut more. Put your feet together on the next 4 or 5 shots. Like, yep, keep going, like together. Yep. Now your goal is just to swing and figure out where the club face is pointing, right? Just let your arms twist around your body, figure out where that club face is at. Let that right side turn through. So when you swing, just like this, same thing, everything just turns through, it's just a narrow stance. Right? You just want to get the club face a little more lined up. Try it again.
There you go.
The hands roll through. close. All arms. Back foot didn't move, right? Which is fine. We just want to make sure we're turning it in. We got to turn the pelvis through the ball. We got to turn, yep. When that hip goes, the heel goes with it. Almost. Club face still tightening, squeezing through here. Let it release through here.
Jones 2 pro shot, please.
Close. That was closer. So this is the number one drill. If you can't figure out how to hit your driver, or you can't figure out where your clubs are pointing, put your feet together until you can be able to hit a ball clean like that. You'll figure out where your hands are pointing. It works for every club in the bag. Better. Gotta get a clean one. Almost. Getting square with it. Very close. Let's show you. Let's see how this goes. First swing of the day. So I always use the ones without the shininess on them when I'm doing my drills, right? Because they don't go as far. The shiny ones go farther, right? Because they're old and worn. They don't have as much care. But so when I can't find my just like this, I'm just nice and smooth, just trying to figure out, okay, where's the club pointing? Trying to get that feel, and then as I get more and more into it, I might get a little wider as I go. But we're trying to figure out where my club face is pointing that ball as we go through. And then just kind of start trusting it from there. Oh, that hurt. But it's the same thing, which like, number one thing is we're gonna figure out, okay, where's my club pointing? Because that's where the ball's gonna want to start out. What dictates which way the ball travels is now path and strike, right? If I'm pointing my club where I want the ball to start out and it goes a different direction, it's either how my club comes across it or where it strikes it, and that will contribute to how it spins, right? So if I'm hooking everything, most likely my path is too far in this way, into out, and my hands are too fast. So that's why the ball duck hooks, right? If I'm blocking it, that's why what you're doing is not that bad because you're going just right, which means everything's going into out, which is good. Your club face is just stuck open. We need it to release, right? So we need to start feeling on the downswing. Go ahead and set up.
Last call from Jones.
That you are trying to release it here more and don't tighten up through here, right? You want to relax. Boom. Exactly. Don't tighten up through there. That's the number one thing people struggle with when it comes to this.
Third will be Zung Bo.
That was good.
See? I know it's not easy. You asked me a very hard question. Distance. Like it's something you can do. It takes time. You have to literally undo what you think swing and driver feels like, and you have to practice these positions. And then once you do that, it's like, cool, can I keep it on the hole now? Because once you get 20 more yards, if your club face is off 1 or 2 degrees, it's gone. You know, so it's a gift and a curse. Distance only does you good benefit if you put it where you want to put it.
Yeah.
70% of the time, 50% of the time. If you're hitting a driver and you're only hitting the fairway, I don't care whether you have 200 yards or 300 yards of carry or whatever. If you're not putting it in on the hole, it doesn't really matter how far you hit it, right? But if you can get, if you play metal arc and you can literally get 150 off the tee box on most holes and be okay. You won't be horrible. You won't be great. You'll be okay. Right, but when you're 220 in a tree and you don't know how to get out of trees, you're like, okay, well now you have a wasted shot there, right? Are you a magician? Can you pull off those little punch shots? Like that's golf.
Not
man.
usually.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the concept. I just want you to be able to hit a straight drive and understand how the fundamentals should be, and you gotta build on that. Just because I know for a fact that everyone wants to hit the ball far, and it's fun doing it, but it's a pain of work. It takes a lot of work. You're sitting here too. When I was learning to do it as a kid, I would just the thing I used to do, I still do, is I know where I want the ball to land, but I'm looking at something in the background even further, like tree lines. Like when I'm hitting a driver, I know where the fairway's at, but I'm looking at a tree line, a part of a tree where I want to go in that trajectory. So I'm already seeing in flight where I want the ball to go and how I want to. And once you kind of start doing that and build a relationship with yourself, your body and mind kind of start working that together once you have a good concept of the field. All right, pick up more for me.
Should I do more of the close leg ones, or?
Let's do some regular ones. That's just something you have to practice on to get a little bit of. Better. More trajectory, more carry, right?
Yeah, that felt like I got that part
Yes.
in without closing.
I know it's different than what you're used to. Trust me, I get it. In the realm of golf, I did a swing change. I've been playing for 33 years. Closer to 33 years, and I had a visual swing for 27 years, and they did swing change X amount of years ago. So it's like, I understand what you're going through. It's not comfortable, and you're like, this guy crazy, kind of, but it's when you understand that, because here's the positions I really want you to get, right? If you want to work on your distance, okay, you have your setup, right? You need to get your takeaway long back here, okay? Go to the top of your swing. It can be pretty much whatever, it doesn't matter. Now start your downswing. You need to get this position locked in right here. This is your lag angle. Then you're using your hips to throw the arms through the ball while you're staying behind the ball. So arm extension. Yeah. Feel comfortable? Right?
It's definitely a lot of work, feels like.
Yes. So again, I want you to have it for your camera, right? So what I want you to be working on is from here to there, right? So you have your long takeaway, you have your lag into the ball, and you're using your hips to throw your arms through it, but my spine's still behind, but my arm extension. It's hard, right? But that requires mirror work and patience, right? And one day when you get it, it'll just go 20 yards further. It happens.
All right.
Keep swinging. Open club face. So hands are getting tight through here again. Right? You gotta feel it, 100% feel that release, right? And you're probably gonna feel it by your rib cage on the downswing, right? You're probably gonna feel it that way of timing. The longer the club gets, the more timing recreates to square it up, right? So you're gonna feel that you're exaggerating or timing things out sooner with a longer club, right? You can get away with it with a shorter club because it's shorter. It's gonna shut naturally. But if you have a long 45-inch club or whatever, you gotta start shutting it here to square it up, because most people square it up or after they hit the ball. They hit it and then they shut their hands, and that's why it goes right on them sometimes. What up, dude? How are you? There you go. That was a great swing right there.
Hit the ball.
Yeah, I'll take. You can take the medium one. I just like to stand on buckets. I'm not tall. Almost. You just missed the ball.
Yep.
Club face was square on that one, though. Ripper Magoo. Look at that one. Doesn't that just feel nice?
It's always nice when it goes so far.
Right? Okay. Almost. Do you feel your hands tensing up right there at the last
Yeah, I think
second?
right
Yeah,
now.
good. That's good. Keep going. You got a few more minutes. Heck yeah, man. I'm glad you're getting it. I know. Trust me. It's a loaded question to give. Oh, he wants distance.
Figured I have to ask.
Fair enough. You're never gonna know if you don't ask, right? The trajectory is better though. We just gotta get you to get your hands to roll. Better. There you go.
I think it's the remembering the like hips part gets me to like get the rest to twist.
So I that's where I've always said this in my mind to players: hips flip the wrist, right? Hips flip the wrist, meaning when I use my hips to go at it, my hands are there. What ends up happening when you use your hips to go at it, you create a little more side bend, but then your arms get stuck a little bit, and they are either forced to stay blocked or you're forced to release them, right? So I try to let the hips really let the arms release everything, or the hands. How's it going? I'm Eric.
I'm David.
David, pleasure to meet you. I'll be right with you. Let me finish up with him.
Yeah, take your time. I could go into the pro shop for a little bit.
About 5 minutes, you'll be fine. You want to? Yeah. Take your time. Almost. Great timing, right? Just a little low trajectory. Almost. Smooth swing. Almost. Sit on top of it. Do a few T sweeps real quick. We gotta get you one more good one before we let you go. Can't let you leave without a good shot. Or at least one more good shot. Better. So even that's a little thin. I want to hear a little more of that T off the bottom of the club. Yes, that's the sound. That's the sound. And that's the number one thing most people don't do with the drivers. They don't figure out what that sound feels like, you know? A little thin there. And that groove on my club face makes the world of a difference too. There you go, good. Now trust yo shit.
So I don't know the difference with the ball. I don't know.
You just aim, point, look to your target and trust your stuff, right? Look to your target line. Look where you want it to go, think out, and just trust your stuff. Almost pick that club face up a little bit. Good. Smooth. There we go, better. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic.